Hi, Old People's Complaint Desk and Wayneo. The culture says I am what I am. The culture creates the stereotype of who I am. What is that stereotype? And does it change? If I go to a different country with a different culture, am I still the same stereotypical septuagenarian? Am I? I don't know. I'm in the U.S., in the Pacific Northwest. How do people look at me? What do they expect from this 70-some-odd-year-old guy walking down the street or interacting with? They come up to me and they ask me a question or for something like, where's the bakery? What do they expect to get in return when I start speaking? I don't know. But whatever it is, it's based on the culture, on what we say our old people are. Now, I know that the U.S. and the Pacific Northwest has one stereotypical viewpoint of a septuagenarian. I also know there are other countries out there, and I have family and friends that live in some of the other countries, and they're looked at differently. One country looks at old people and stereotypically creates them as distinguished, knowledgeable, experienced, and set. Meaning, hey, they're old, they're walking, they had to be able to accumulate something, so they're set for life. That's what they think. That is, unless you are dressed in a t-shirt, dribbling down your side, right? Then it's something else. But in the meantime, the culture says an old person is this. Set for life, distinguished, full of knowledge. Another culture looks at a stereotypical person and stereotypically assigns that person's stereotype that you made the society what it is today through your work and endeavors. And because of that, we owe you appreciation. And we are going to use our nation and laws to help you through your final years into your heavenly resting place. That's a cultural perspective. It's two different cultural perspectives from two different countries. One's over here and the other one's over here. And in the middle is the Mediterranean. Okay? Now the one that's over here on the other side of the Atlantic is our country. What is the stereotypical perspective? What is my stereotype? What am I supposed to stereotypically be for you, non-septuagenarian? Well, it certainly doesn't appear to be, thank you for helping build what we have now. We're going to take care of you in your old age because of all the work you did. And sometimes, I don't even know if they, do they just want us to go away? Does our culture look at us as being invisible? Are the old folks invisible? When they walk up to local, Pacific Northwest, USA, they walk up to an old person, they ask a question like, where's the bakery? In town, hey, where's the bakery? They're going to get an answer back. What are they expecting when they listen to me speak? What are my kids expecting when they listen to me speak and they hear me stop in mid-sentence because I'm making gravy and sausages and I'm thinking about the next meal when I have to start boiling the water for the pasta? The kid comes in behind me, I'm in the kitchen, and starts talking about something entirely different, has no relation to what I'm doing. I'm doing 2, maybe 3 things. I'm getting ready for my 4th. And I'm in a conversation and I stop. I say a word, I stop. My eyes roll into my head because I'm thinking, do I put sugar in there or baking soda? And then I turn back to her, I finish my sentence, and I see her eyes glaze and then come back into focus. And what happens when it glazes? She's thinking. Isn't it? She's building the stereotype of dad. Is she thinking that the stereotype of dad is he's losing it because he can't even remember what he's thinking? From one sentence to the next, from one word to the next in a sentence, he stopped for a whole 3 seconds. Yeah, I also prepared a 3-course meal for Christ's sakes in record time, so you sit your ass down and go eat your food. Ha! How else are we viewed in this country? What's our stereotype? I know another country that's down south of us, and they look at their old folks as being the patrons, the maternal heads. They assign lineage to it. Lineage. You are. We look up to you. We value what you have to say. Lead us. You are the oldest and wisest. That's down south. Anybody tell you you're the oldest and wisest yet? Any of your kids? Now, your kids should be somewhere between 25 and 50 right about now. Yep. And what do? What kind of a cultural perspective do they have that looks at you, an old person? Are you invisible? I don't. Look, you know how I know when somebody's got a stereotype of me and I don't fulfill their stereotype? I get a surprise. Ooh. Yes, a little surprise. Like, where's the bakery? And I come out and I actually speak clearly and informatively, and I tell them, we ain't got no bakery in this town. In a small town, the nearest bakery is out of town. You got to go out that way, And then I start talking about their menu and all that. And next thing I know, so they're surprised that they're getting such good information. All of a sudden, that's clearly presented. And then all of a sudden, they roll into the conversation. And they start talking at my level. And they say, oh, really? Oh, how is that scone? The cranberry scone's the best you ever had. Really? Yeah. Or they're looking for the People's Bakery, and they find out it's actually that place. And they didn't even know it. Right? So I could tell when I break through their stereotypical expectation of what I should be doing or saying. I go to a doctor's office, a brand new doc. I'm talking to him. It's urgent care or something. Yeah, I got some strange thing going on. It's some antibiotics. Yeah, whatever. And he's, okay, let me hear you breathe. Okay. And then he puts this cup on my chest, and it's like, ooh. Hey. Well, let me try your blood pressure. I'm going to give you a shot for a vaccination. Let me relax your arm. My arm is relaxed. No, relax your arm. I said, I'm perfectly relaxed. Oh. Yeah, what he's coming across is some developed muscle tissue that a 70-year-old rarely has. But all of a sudden he gets it and it's like, boom, oh my goodness. Then they get into the questions about how much do you exercise a week? All this other stuff. Do you smoke? Do you do this? Do you drink? Do you do drugs? All that stuff, right? And the answers come to them, and whenever you step away from the stereotype that someone's assigned to you, there's a little, their eyes cloud, and then they come back into focus, and then after a while they go, oh yeah, I can get it where he's coming from, and then they join in. Right? That's stereotype busting. So it's interesting to me to go out there and live every day and do things and to watch people's reaction when I do not satisfy or fulfill their expectations of my stereotype. Because that's cultural. A cultural perspective that they got from everybody around them. Why in this country is the stereotype for me to be so decrepit, weak, and sick? Or invisible, one or the other. I'm either invisible or I'm weak and sick and slow. Yet, I'm the undisputed leader of the family. I set the standards. One place, one country, another country. I am taken care of by the state in my old age when I am vulnerable and frail because I have given my life to build this place. Over there. Another place, it's you're distinguished, full of knowledge, and you must be materialistic, have material wealth. So you are to be respected. Why is it so different in different places in the world than here culturally when it comes to old folks? Why is it they take care of their old folks differently than we take care of our old folks here? It's a part of a culture. You know what? We got to change that culture. Because I'm a septuagenarian, one day I won't be, and I'll be an octogenarian or something. And then somebody else who's in their 60s will retire and become an octogenarian or a septuagenarian. Let's make it culturally better for those who follow us. Yeah. All right, well, think about it. Go out there and break somebody's stereotype. Yeah. Go break someone's stereotype this week. Today. Go out today. And if it's late at night, go out tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, go out and engage with people, interact, and break their stereotype. First, you do a little bit of reconnaissance. Leave yourself open to what you're getting from them. You can establish where the window of the stereotype is. Step out of it and see what they do. See what they do. See what their reaction is. Pick people from different generations. Pick somebody who's in their 50s and their 30s and 20s and somebody who's older than you. See if the people that are older than you have a stereotypical perspective of who you are before they even interact with you. And then blow that away. Let me know how that works out for you, because I'm going to do it today too. All right, I'll see you later. Hi, this is Waynio with a disclaimer. The information that I'm providing is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, and treatment, nor as a substitute for professional mental health care or a substitute for accounting and tax preparation. These stories are my experiences. Go and have your experiences, and may they be guided by competent professional help. And I give public notice that all names are fictitious composites and representing no one person, alive or otherwise. My intent here, as in all cases, is not to malign anyone or anything. Thank you.